The path of inflation in the Sultanate of Oman is proceeding with expectations suggesting a rate of around 1% during the period from January to November of the previous year. The average inflation in the Consumer Price Index recorded 0.94%. According to the Ministry of Economy, inflationary pressures remain relatively limited on the global scale, despite changes in trade policies and the rising imposition of tariffs. However, this still casts a shadow of uncertainty amidst concerns about rising inflation in the coming period. The ministry emphasized that the moderation of inflation over the course of the 10th five-year plan came as the government adopted proactive policies to contain the escalation of global inflation since 2021, along with measures to support food commodities and essential services. This has mitigated the transmission of inflationary pressures to local markets and its implications for the growth of the national economy, purchasing power, and living standards. Maintaining a moderate level of inflation is considered a catalyst for the growth of the national economy, especially with the trend towards easing monetary policy and lowering bank interest rates, which enhances domestic demand and rises local liquidity levels. It also contributes to increasing investments across various economic sectors, in addition to reducing the costs of credit for the private sector and expanding the role of the banking sector in financing projects and economic activities, particularly in industry, construction, mining, and transport. Meanwhile, the Central Bank of Oman continued its approach towards monetary easing and reducing bank of interest rates in line with decisions made by the US Federal Reserve regarding setting bank interest rates and in accordance with the policy of pegging the Omani rial to the US dollar.